Nice left hook. Up. Ooh.
Mike Tyson, the legendary heavyweight boxer now in his late 50s, continues to defy age-related expectations as he gears up for his highly anticipated fight against social media star-turned-boxer Jake Paul. However, recent training sessions have taken a violent turn, resulting in one of Tyson's sparring partners being hospitalized after a brutal knockout. Sources from Tyson's training camp have confirmed that during a recent session, Tyson, widely regarded as one of the fiercest heavyweights in boxing history, delivered a devastating punch that knocked out his sparring partner. The impact was so severe that the partner lost consciousness and had to be rushed to the hospital for immediate medical attention. The identity of the sparring partner has not been disclosed, but reports suggest he was a seasoned professional. Despite his experience, he was unable to withstand Tyson's raw power, which remains a defining characteristic of his fighting style. As paramedics arrived on the scene, the sparring partner was conscious but clearly disoriented, and his condition is being closely monitored. At 58 years old, Tyson's explosive power in the ring remains legendary. Many fans and analysts have questioned whether his body, after years of retirement and physical wear, could still support his once dominant boxing style. This incident has put those doubts to rest. Tyson, known for his incredible knockout ratio during his prime, seems to have maintained much of his ferocity. "It's not how old you are, it's how old you feel," Tyson remarked during a training session. "I don't feel old. I don't feel that." His confidence is evident as he continues to prepare rigorously for the fight. The sparring partner, despite being a seasoned professional, could not withstand Tyson's power, highlighting that even after decades away from professional boxing, Tyson's knockout ability remains formidable. Tyson's upcoming fight with Jake Paul has garnered significant media attention, with fans divided over whether Tyson's age or Paul's relative inexperience will be the deciding factor. Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer, has built a reputation for knocking out former UFC fighters and fellow internet personalities. Despite his unorthodox path to boxing, Paul is no slouch in the ring, maintaining an undefeated professional record. However, stepping into the ring with Tyson presents a completely different challenge. Tyson is not treating this fight as a spectacle or a charity match. His preparation has been rigorous, with insiders reporting that he is training with a renewed sense of purpose and discipline. His regimen includes intense sparring sessions, a grueling fitness routine, and a focus on the fundamentals of his fighting style. The recent knockout incident serves as proof that Tyson is leaving no stone unturned in his quest to prove that he's still a force in the boxing world, even at his advanced age. Jake Paul, at 31, may have youth on his side, but as the old saying goes, a fighter's power is the last thing to fade. Mike Tyson's agent has reassured fans by confirming that the 58-year-old boxing icon is in good health, despite growing concerns about his physical condition leading up to his bout with Paul. Tyson, often referred to as Iron Mike, is gearing up for an electrifying return to the ring, now slated to face Paul on November 15th at the AT&T Arena in Arlington, Texas. The bout was originally planned for July, but was postponed due to Tyson stepping back after an ulcer flare-up. This fight marks Tyson's return to professional competition since his 2005 retirement following a loss to Kevin McBride, which prompted his immediate retirement. 4 years ago, Tyson made a brief return in an exhibition bout against Roy Jones Jr., which ended in a draw after all rounds were completed. Despite being nearly 2 decades removed from his last official boxing contest, Tyson demonstrated some spark in his 2020 exhibition against Jones Jr. Paul, recognizing the challenge of facing Tyson, has been focusing intensively on his training. As the fight approaches, concerns among Tyson's supporters about his well-being have intensified, especially after Tyson admitted he has been finding it difficult to walk following sparring sessions. Although Tyson has kept a low profile on social media in recent months, he occasionally shares glimpses of his intense training. In a recent video, Tyson delivered a powerful left hook that floored his sparring partner, leaving fans in awe. However, another video revealed a potential issue with Tyson's right knee, where he was seen vigorously striking a heavy bag while wearing a knee brace. This suggested he might be dealing with a minor injury just weeks ahead of his fight. Tyson's representative, Andrew Roche, has sought to quell any speculation over an injury, telling USA Today that the knee support is strictly for preventive measures and has no relevance to his performance or capabilities in the fight. Roche likened it to tennis star Novak Djokovic wearing a knee brace, emphasizing that it does not indicate any injury. Teddy Atlas, who worked with Tyson under Cus D'Amato when Tyson was a teenager, weighed in on the matter. Atlas stated that he did not observe any restrictions in Tyson's movements and suggested that the knee brace was a precaution rather than a sign of injury. He noted that Tyson's movements remained unrestricted, particularly his forward motion, which is crucial for his fighting style. Despite some concerns raised by recent footage, Tyson's most ardent fans remain hopeful that he can deliver a spectacular performance on November 15th. On the other hand, the outcome of the boxing battle between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson has been the subject of predictions by YouTuber KSI, who has criticized Paul for appearing unprepared as the fight draws near. Speculation is swirling among fans and analysts alike. Paul appears confident in his abilities and has even challenged Tyson to a $5 million wager. In a YouTube video dated October 22nd, KSI commented, "I've seen parts of Paul's training footage. God, he just looks awful, man. He just looks so slow, so sluggish. This isn't his natural weight. It is what it is." Despite his criticism, KSI believes Paul will have the advantage due to Tyson's age. He stated, "I still think he's going to absolutely destroy Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson is old. As when Tyson does get obliterated, people on Twitter are going to wonder how this happened. But I'm telling you." Despite both being boxers, KSI and Paul have yet to face each other in the ring, although Paul once expressed a desire to fight KSI. Additionally, it has been reported that Jake Paul plans to make his MMA debut in the summer of 2025. Nearly 2 years ago, Paul signed a deal to acquire equity in the Professional Fighters League, PFL, sparking ongoing speculation about his potential debut in mixed martial arts. Although Paul targeted a fight this year, his defeat to Tommy Fury in 2023 shifted his focus back to boxing. Currently, the specifics regarding his weight class and opponent remain undecided. In a recent interview, Don Davis, owner of the PFL, revealed that Paul is ready to make his MMA debut in the summer of 2025. Davis mentioned that Paul had been training diligently and even considered a fight against Nate Diaz, which ultimately did not materialize. Davis added, "Jake will continue on his boxing journey, but he is committed to making his PFL MMA debut in 2025. We have a partnership with Jake and are looking forward to supporting him in MMA. We're going to stage a mega event next year and more to come on that." Paul, committed to his boxing career, is eyeing a potential MMA debut in 2025. He has expressed readiness to take on a legitimate fighter, ensuring that his MMA debut will be a serious and well-prepared endeavor. In preparation for his upcoming fight with Tyson, Paul has spent hours studying Tyson's past fights and anticipates that Tyson will attempt to trap him on the ropes to deliver blows from angles. When questioned about his strategy, Paul responded, "Just box on the outside and use my footwork to be more agile and get him chasing me, then attack him when he's out of position. That should frustrate him." Earlier this year, the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, TDLR, classified the Tyson-Paul matchup as a professional bout instead of an exhibition. However, this match defies the typical mold of a professional boxing event. A 58-year-old who retired from professional boxing over 20 years ago is set to face off against a former YouTube star. This unusual scenario prompted the TDLR to implement uncommon adjustments to the fight's rules and regulations. The upcoming Tyson-Paul fight will feature 2-minute rounds instead of the traditional 3, a change Tyson believes will lead to a more action-packed fight and help manage his stamina across the scheduled 8 rounds. Both fighters will wear 14-ounce gloves, similar to Tyson's previous encounter with Roy Jones Jr. in 2020, which was an exhibition match where knockouts were not permitted. This time, however, headshots and knockouts are allowed, significantly altering the fight's dynamics. The heavyweight clash may also showcase a significant weight difference, with Jake Paul aiming to weigh in at approximately 220 pounds, while he anticipates Tyson will come in around 235 pounds. Paul has acknowledged the challenge ahead, stating, "Immediately I'm in there with Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson, at least for a round or two, the first time he gets cracked, I guarantee his head's going to be like, oh, it's going to be interesting to see what happens." He also inquired about the number of rounds, confirming, "I think it's 8 2-minute rounds." Additionally, the use of 14-ounce gloves deviates from the standard 10-ounce gloves typically used in professional boxing. The boxing ring's dimensions for the fight remain unconfirmed, ranging from 16 by 16 feet to 24 by 24 feet, although Tyson expressed a preference for a smaller ring to minimize the time spent chasing his opponent. He believes that Paul is likely to outmaneuver him, forcing Tyson to pursue despite the professional nature of the fight. Tidora's communications manager, T. Mange, stated, "We've had a couple of men's bouts that were professional with 2-minute rounds, but it's been a while, and I haven't been able to figure out who those were." She further explained that TDLR agreed to these exceptions because the fight does not present a safety issue and adheres to statutory regulations. She emphasized that the tournament is not riskier due to the shorter rounds and heavier gloves, and that these regulations protect both fighters. However, heavier gloves could lessen the force behind Tyson's notoriously lethal punches, potentially tempering the event's excitement. Nevertheless, the well-being of both fighters remains the foremost concern as the highly anticipated showdown approaches in less than a month. Meanwhile, KSI, Jake Paul's longtime nemesis, faces provocative commentary from his manager, Ms. Taylor. Taylor has been vocal in labeling the upcoming fight an exhibition match, despite it being officially promoted as a professional contest. In an interview with Fred Beck on YouTube, English boxing promoter Ms. Taylor criticized the fight's classification, emphasizing the significant age difference between the fighters and questioning the legitimacy of the professional status. She stated, "There are no such regulations in effect. Even though Tyson's 2020 exhibition fight against Roy Jones was 10 2-minute rounds, I don't know if they're going to say don't hit each other in the head like Mike did with Roy Jones. I don't know what the rule set is, but it definitely isn't a pro fight because no pro fights for men are 2 minutes long, nor are they fought with 10-ounce gloves." Taylor expressed disbelief that the match qualifies as a professional fight, but commended the organizers for their savvy business move. She also highlighted the moral lines in boxing, stating that neither she nor her company would ever participate in an event with a staggering 31-year age difference between fighters. She added, "It's important to note that for it to be officially recognized as a professional fight,